What is happening, everybody? I hope you've had a good...
Back in like 2005, something like that.
I think my first con was so good. It's Friday Junior.
It's Friday Junior, it's podcast day, it's payday.
And if you come out doing a like, doesn't matter how you feel about the situation.
My name is Raff, and always before we start the podcast, because we just want to talk about it. We want to talk about music and just share those stories and experience. This is my co-host, Carl, aka the BeerBuddy. He is hailing you.
This sort of weird era where they're sort of right in that post-grunge.
Look, you're fighting the good fight in today's world. My war was fought 40 years ago, really.
We are the two dudes who talk music, and we are here. Hey, I'm too quick on that air horn button, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, that is amazing. I love it. You're second on the dude. Fantastic.
How are you doing, everybody? It is Thursday. It is Friday Junior. Haven't said that one in a while. It is podcast day. Tomorrow is Friday, and then you got your weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So sit back,
just breathe it out,
relax, crack a tinny if you can. I know this isn't a tinny, but whatever.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna grab my water bottle.
It's once again time for the Two Dudes Talk Music podcast. We have a podcast every Thursday, along with some ancillary content on the weekends. So we do reactions on YouTube as well. So if you're into that sort of content, reactions every Friday, the Monday and Friday. So, head on over to YouTube channel, subscribe. It's a great pitch. Yeah.
It is. Great time.
But yes, we are continuing our coverage, as always, of Metal to the Max Festival. It's getting close. It's getting close. At the time of this dropping, it is only a couple of weeks away. So if you haven't got your tickets, don't wait. Don't wait. You need to go and get them.
Nah.
But mate,
you do.
Mate, how you doing? How you been?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Just settling, just getting ready for the calm before the storm. Because it's going to be busy. It's like we're hectic. We're busy on the way up there. We're busy when we get there, and then I'm not going to say unlike the rest of the bands because they got one hell of a job to do afterwards. But then so do we when we get home. Like we got to, and I'm getting the old editing fingies ready.
Yeah, it's going to be done. A lot of editing coming out of that. Just so that everyone's aware, basically the plan is we are going to be continuing our Metal to the Max coverage all the way up to the event. The very last episode beforehand is going to be Thursday, October 3rd. That's the day before the event. We will have our coverage continuing all the way up until then. We are going to have a couple of other episodes of other stuff, so non-Metal to the Max related stuff in the weeks following that, which will allow us time to cut everything together, all of our coverage from the event, from on-site at the event. And then we are going to be sort of pushing that out, releasing that out over, a period of time between sort of then and the rest of the end of the year probably. We'll probably have drip feed it out over that time because, there's going to be a lot of stuff, a lot of coverage from it.
Yeah.
But we're going to need time to recover. So
that's going to be the big one. Get all the sand out of Grundy's.
Yeah. So just so everyone's aware, please don't come in the week after Metal to the Max expecting our full in-depth coverage of it because unfortunately I don't think that's going to be enough time. We do this all ourselves. It is just Kyle and I doing this. And as much as we love doing it, we do have to make a living. So, it is not our day jobs. So we have to, we don't have a whole lot of time to focus on all that editing stuff around that. And, Kyle's got a family and all that too. He's got to look after. So, we're...
But the aim will be to bring it out in a reasonable time, but a good quality of video because that's got to be the key thing.
That's it. That's the plan. We want to ensure that what we do bring out is going to be good coverage for you guys and just, be fun and represent how awesome the event was, because that's our hope is that we can entice more people to join in next time and come out to the event next time because, look, I have a feeling that pretty much all of the bands that attend are going to want to attend as fans the following year. Mm-hmm. So, and I think anyone that attends the event one year is going to be very, very keen to go in any future years.
And to all you people that just want to get on the ground floor of a really fucking awesome concept and say you were at the very first one, the brainchild, the concept, the thing that started it all moving forward, this is the one you're going to want to go to.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be very, very important. So if you haven't got your tickets yet, like maybe go get them. Go get them because I don't know how many's left, but it's getting pretty close. So you don't want to wait if you don't wait too long. And but yeah, get your tickets, get your plan together on how you're traveling out there.
Road Warrior ticket, $127. That's your 2-day pass plus your camping. The bus is gone. The bus has been sold out. You got Great Northern Tribe Family Pass, which is $311. That's 2 days of access for 2 adults, 2 children, plus camping. And then you got single day tickets with no camping starting at $61. So that's reasonable.
Yeah, well, if you're out from that region and you just want to go for 1 day, maybe scope it out, and you don't want to camp or whatever, you can, just look at the 1 day tickets. If you are from out of town and you're going to be, heading out to do it, you may as well do the 2 days because it's real important. And yes, you can bring your family because it is an all ages event. Minors must be supervised though, so please do take that into account. They're not just going to be able to run around the camps, the whole place, willy nilly. You will need to be keeping an eye on them. And look, just as a reminder for anyone that is making the trek out there, you are best off to over-prepare yourself. Please make sure that you have a puncture repair kit in your car. Make sure you have a fire extinguisher in your car. Make sure you have a jerry can with several litres of extra petrol. Make sure you have a first aid kit. Make sure people know where you are going to be.
Buy another bottle of coolant.
Buy some extra coolant. If you can, while you are traveling out there, maybe turn your location on for somebody else so they can keep tabs on where you are because it is going to be very, very remote and there is going to be, you might get lucky. If you get into trouble, you might get lucky and someone might come along pretty quick. Or if you get stuck, you might be waiting for a long time. And the coverage
is trip accordingly.
The mobile coverage is spotty out there at best. Please try not to drive through the dawn and dusk hours. Got to be mindful of the wildlife, especially those kangaroos. They do not play around. And in a tangle between a kangaroo and your car, neither one is going to come off particularly well.
And then you're not going to a show.
And then you won't be going to a show. And just, maybe get your car serviced before you go out, if you can help, if you can. Like, it's just, I know it seems silly and I know it seems, like us city boys talking about making sure you're prepared to drive through the shit. But, mate, the last thing we want is anyone that's intending to go to this and then hit in trouble and then not able to attend the event or worse, running into a bad situation. So just make sure all your shit's ready to go and, take water in your car, take food in your car. Just
maybe we should do that. Maybe we should do like a little PSA for the people that are traveling out there and make a little video, tell them what they're going to need.
Maybe we should, actually. That's not a bad idea. We might try doing something like that to put on the event page and everything for people. And we are also, in case you haven't seen it yet, we are running a competition for everyone who is attending. We are going to be doing a competition for best wasteland costume or cosplay and best campsite setup, coolest campsite setup. So we are going to be coming around to everyone's campsites. If you want to be involved in it, obviously if you say no, that's fine. We won't push anything on you, but we'll be coming around to the different campsites, doing an MTV crib style thing, checking out everyone's cool setups there, and whatever one we deem the coolest or the best or the most fun, whatever criteria we end up deciding by, we'll get some gift cards of some sort, probably like some JB gift cards or something, to, just as a little prize there, a little bit of fun for everyone. And yeah, if you've got any kind of cool outfit or costume over the weekend at all, please come by our tent. There'll be a great big banner over outside. You won't be able to miss it. Come by the tent. We'll want to get photos with you and grab your details, and then whoever we think is the coolest one, we'll again, you guys get a little prize, like little gift cards or something to just as a bit of just a bit of fun and lightens the mood on the weekend and everything there. So.
And you'll probably end up on the video too. So there's a good bit of fun. You'll probably be in the videos and
everything, so it's going to be a fun old time. So once again, Metal to the Max taking place on the October long weekend. So that is October 4th, 5th and 6th. Well, the long weekend is technically the 5th, 6th and 7th, but you know what we mean. Campsite access opening from Friday afternoon at 4 p.m. And the bands are on Saturday and Sunday, all day starting from midday. There is 15 of Australia's top bands each day, 30 across the whole weekend. It's going to be a hell of a time. Metal to the max out at the Mad Max compound at Silverton, which is right nudging up against the border of New South Wales and South Australia. So it's way out there. You get to see the outback and everything.
Be the furthest inland I've ever driven in the whole time I've graced this land.
So it'll be wild. It'll be fun. It'll be a hell of a time. There's going to be, I mean, if you're a fan of ours and you're going to be out there, come say hi. We're going to have, I think we're trying to sort out at the moment some stickers and stuff for people. So that'll be really good. But look, let's get into it. As I said, we are continuing our coverage of the bands that are playing this amazing event today with someone that I've known for many, many years, going all the way back to when I was in Tensions Arise and he was in Scar the Surface. But we are going to be talking today with the boys from Armoured Earth, who are just absolutely killing it down in Melbourne there. Really they are kicking ass. If you're a fan of Killswitch Engage, if you're a fan of Lamb of God, you're probably going to like what these guys bring to the table. They've recently released a video and a single, the song called Behind Us Now. So that's a great one you want to go and check out. Video's a bit of fun, bit of a good time, bit tongue in cheek, but it's all in good fun. So we're going to dive into that one right now with Dan and Julian from Armoured Earth. Massive thank you to Julian and Dan from Armoured Earth joining us today. How you doing, boys?
Hello.
Doing well.
It's cracking, lads.
I told him to open his shirt so he could advertise the band.
Get the logo. Yeah, we got the logo on the screen and everything. It's all good. It's all good. Now you guys formed. When did Armoured Earth actually become a thing? Because Dan, I've known you for many, many years through a couple of different bands. But when did Armoured Earth actually start as a project?
I actually don't know. I first played a show with Armoured Earth in 2012 or 13. I believe it was it would have been 2013. I would believe it was my old band's album launch. It was the first Brutality that Heavy Mag were putting on. And these guys won a competition to open the show, and they just wanted me away, and then kind of known them and played a few gigs with them since then. And then I was in Frankenbach. I joined them 2015 and then joined Armoured Earth in 2016, I think. After, Scar the Surface collapsed, and I was asked to come on board to help out, and I've just never left.
Can't get rid of
Just gonna make myself comfortable right over here, and I'm furniture now.
yeah, pretty much. They told me that we'll look for a new singer while you're helping us out with the EP and shit.
That old one, that old chestnut. Just fill in. Just fill in. We'll find someone.
Yeah, that was it. And it was good. I didn't have to pay for recording, so I was quite happy with that.
You just killed it.
Always helps.
And I really enjoy the music, and I like all the guys, which is a unique experience. In a band where I like every member, and it's just good. So I stayed, and they didn't bother looking for anyone. So here we are.
We were already looking for a while, and too many people being like, "Yeah, I'm keen. I can do all these things," and just never turned up. And we're like, "All right." We need someone who's actually taking shit seriously, and there he was.
Who doesn't show up, honestly? Like, if you're expressing interest in a band and you want to join the band, and then you just don't show up for shit, that's like, I'm sorry. Like, I went through the same thing with Acid Nymph when Kaya was stepping away, and we were looking to find a new female singer for Acid Nymph, and it was, we had people who were like, we booked rehearsal spaces and time to have people there and everything, and they're like, they didn't show up, and then but we're messaging and going, hey, like, are you still coming? Like, what's the deal? And they're, oh, yeah. I'm just outside. I'm just on a phone call at the moment. I'll be in a minute. And we're like, all right, cool. And then 5 minutes, nothing. So we go outside, see what's up. There's no one there. Like, why just, do you think we wouldn't find out? Like,
yeah.
Well,
like you can't go outside and check.
Yeah, exactly. I just...
when we were looking for a drummer, we had a guy turn up without a drum kit who said he was ready to play the songs and hadn't practiced any of them, hadn't picked up the sticks in about 2 months.
He just had a listen and was like, yeah, I can smash that out.
Yeah, I can do that. And I ended up leaving going, this guy's shit.
It didn't work. Yeah, but then our drummer Dave, he came back from his break and was more gusto, good to go. Didn't need to faff around with people who didn't tune him.
Yeah, people who didn't have a drum kit.
Yeah,
far out. It's far out. You wouldn't show up to a bloody job site without your tools.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez.
Yeah, we had to hire this fucking drum kit and he couldn't play it anyway, and it was just shit.
Yeah, it was a shit show.
Yeah.
No.
I feel like that's, that's like teenage level shit. You know what I mean? Like that's that's the kind of shit you get when you're a teenager trying to get a band together. You shouldn't be dealing with that shit in your late 20s and 30s when you're trying to do it. It's just
late 20s. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
I'm not.
But like, you know what I like, we're adults. We're supposed to be, I mean, I realize, look, we're musicians, the definition of adult is fairly broad in that sense, but
we're not professional musicians, so we have jobs, so we know how to be a fucking proper adult.
Yeah. But like show up to shit.
Yeah, show up, bring your shit, be prepared. It's not hard.
I can't imagine. I'd be so embarrassed. I just couldn't do that, man. Honestly, like when, I've auditioned for bands and I showed up and I'm like, they're like, these are the songs we sent you to learn. And I'm like, cool. I also learned tried to get my head around like 2 or 3 other ones as well. Yeah. Might not be perfect, but I've managed, put the fucking work in. If you're interested enough to tee up an audition, fucking do the rest of the shit that goes along with it.
Yeah, it sounds like that drummer just woke up and went, you know what, today I'm going to play drums.
Yeah, I think it might be an exaggeration calling him a drummer.
Yeah, we got the vibe that he'd just woken up in his van. Thing. He was pretty disheveled, and we're like, cool.
And I think he missed out on pulling his cones that day as well. So
probably why I couldn't drum so well. No.
Okay. But when I tried out, because I joined in about 2015, and I turned up and played along. I hadn't been in a metal band before. Had learned like 3 songs, 3.5 songs out of the 2 that I asked to learn. I was like, went a bit over because I was like, why would I turn up and not know my shit? Another dude turned up after I'd done, didn't have a strap, didn't know the songs, just thought it would be fun. Was honest about it, was straight up about it and was like, this is probably not going to go any further. And they're like, yeah, that's all good. So at least you're straight up about it, but it was like, okay.
So I just want to make sure I heard that right. Did you say you hadn't played in a metal band prior to Armoured Earth?
Yes. I'd been playing in standard tuning, rock bands, nothing too fancy, nothing more fancy than like a basic grunge kind of rock thing. I played in a band that was a little more proggy, but we were kind of like pushing above what we were able to play. Didn't come out so well. So then I was like, oh yeah, I'll see what's around. So these guys needing a bass player was like, this is great. I could like learn that. And it's good because I like turn up every time and I feel like this is good because I like always have to push myself because I feel, and I joke, I'm like, I'm clearly the worst musician in the band. It's great. It's the best job. I make up for it in other ways,
So, okay. So how was that transition then, moving from, the more like rock centric stuff into something that was a bit more, I guess not quite like metalcore, but like, a lot of influences from, some of those heavier and some of those core styles. Yeah,
it was good. A lot of it was very in the proximity of music that I mostly listened to. Mm-hmm. I mean, the band I was in just prior to that was like surf rock, so it was like not.
mean, look, I know the fundamentals of bass don't change across, that much between like rock and metal. So I get that, from a fundamental standpoint, it's very, very similar. But I mean, look, that's pretty cool though. Like coming in and doing that kind of stuff.
It's like I tried to push other bands in a heavier direction a lot, and it just wouldn't really happen.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I was like, this is good. Now I can push myself. Got onto it good, and I just practiced heaps and then skilled up, and it was, very good. But then I had to learn not to, and to learn to like chill out on the bass, because I was used to playing with like 3 pieces. So I was the rhythm section, so I have like my like overdrive pedals and stuff, like chords in there to fill it out. And then they were like, just calm down, We have 2 guitars. It's okay.
Yeah. Been through similar journey myself with different bands Tensions Arise at different points had 1 guitarist or 2 guitarists, and so trying to make things fit around that, and different projects as well. So it's okay. Cool.
There's going to be 2 bass players wanking each other off now, is it?
That's the next step.
That's later on.
Oh right,
that'll be in the back of the desert.
Yeah, that's on the that video goes on the Patreon exclusively. Don't worry. So as I said, I was checking out that newest song that you guys dropped behind us now. Really digging that one. Huge, like just straight out of the gate. I'm just like, you can hear like the Lamb of God influence coming through really, really strongly in that one. Is that like how long did that one take to come together? Is that one that's been in the pocket for a while, or is it just like fairly recent one that you've put together for recording and release?
It's been in the band longer than we have.
Yeah.
It's like 9 years old.
The song's been there, but they've never done anything with it. And then we had this fucking meeting last year or something, and said, right, let's get these some songs together. Let's listen to everything that we've got in our catalogue. So we'll get rid of that. We'll keep this. And Behind Us Now was one of the ones that we kept, and Chase came round to my place to write it lyrically. I sound like a wanker when I said that. So he came round. I should have said he came round to my place to write the lyrics, and we were sitting there fucking stumped. And all I had was an idea for the melody of the chorus, and I put my phone down. He played it on a fucking laptop, and I sang a chorus to it, and then he wrote the rest, and it kind of all just came together after that within a couple of weeks.
Okay.
After sitting there for fucking, Christ knows how long before we got in the band, and then me and Chase knocked it out pretty quickly. He said, right, this is what I got, and I'll put my spin on it, and that's what we have.
That's really interesting.
It's been sitting in the bank just waiting for just for the right people just to have their go with it.
Yeah, pretty much. I really enjoy writing with Chase. He's got the best ear for melodies. It's just unbelievable. So a lot of the time I'll come up with the verses, and then he'll come up with the melody for the chorus, and Jesus, he's good. He's just really good. And then the harmonies that he can do with what I'm singing as well is just amazing. So it's really good to work with.
That's nice. Well, it's always good to have someone, who you can like play off for your parts, like, because it's nice having agency over what your role is in the band, but at the same time, being able to bounce ideas off of other people and having people you can work with that spark other inspiration in what you're doing, and what you're doing then sparks more inspiration in them.
Yeah, for sure.
That's just so important to the process, Like you talk about a lot of like Black Sabbath stuff, right? Like a lot of the time, Aussie would like just sort of his default would be, okay, well, what's the guitar melody, and kind of sing to that, right? But like Geezer was so often coming up with melodies and tweaking Aussie's lyrics as well to, evolve them to something even better. So there's it's just always great when you've got people that you can work with like that, and because doing like I do my best work collaboratively with other people when I'm writing music, you know, like anything. I'm never happy with anything I write on my own. But when I'm working collaboratively with people and those ideas are sparking and you're bouncing things off of each other and it's evolving that way, that's one of the most fun parts of, you know, other than playing live, I feel like that's one of the most fun parts of being in a band.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's exciting because you're basically creating things that neither of you had thought of before necessarily. It's just sparking in there, and it's like jamming, just like jamming. But that's doesn't always work in the realm of metal. But then you get just a couple of people in there, then it definitely can just the right combination of people, and you can just get anything out. It's great. Yeah,
that's it. One idea sparks off at the next 2 hours of a jam session where you were supposed to go through the set, and someone walks in and goes, "I just came up with this little riff." Yeah. And the next thing you know, that's it. There goes your jam session out the window, your jam session's right on. There goes your practice session for the set. Your jam session's getting right on.
Yeah. Well, the thing that I really like, and I've had it with one of my old bands as well, is when they write, it doesn't matter who has the idea. We go, try this, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, we move on, And they even listen to me, who doesn't know how to play a fucking instrument. And so I've got to try and vocalize the bits that I want to get across, and it works, and they listen to you and go, "Oh, I'm writing lyrics, and hey, can we extend this bit, or can we shorten this bit, or can we put a change here?" And it's really good to actually work that way rather than just have someone go, "Here's a fucking song, write to it."
Yeah. At the same time, if someone comes up with a song and it's like ready to go, and we listen to it and we're like, "Cool, that's it." Like we've had that, and it's great, and it's not as common, but
he says we've had that, but what will happen in those cases is I will write a full fucking song, and then they've got together and go, "Oh no, we've changed this bit now, and we've changed this bit." No, you getting cunts.
It doesn't work now. And the worst part of I used to go through this problem when they change it on you, and you've been listening to the song that same way every single time, and you've written the song, the melody's in your head, you hear the song, it's basically muscle memory in your fucking brain. So when they change it and you go to do it, you fuck it up the first 15, 20 times.
Yep.
Yeah. And you do it the way you originally wrote it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have learned, and so we're working on getting a few songs ready for Dan. And he's just like, "Oh, what are you working on?" I was like, "Oh, it's these ones, but we're not ready. We're not ready. You're not ready. We're not ready."
I don't want to start. I've told him I don't want to start writing until you've finalised it. Yeah. And if you've told me you've finalised it, then I will write, because I don't want to change this. I don't want changes anymore.
Yeah.
So when you attack your lyric writing and stuff like that, do you sort of have a booklet that you sort of may go to and take inspiration from, like a lyric book, or do you mainly build off a mood? Because I know I used to do this. I used to build off the mood that the song gave me, and sort of draw inspiration from that. What I guess emotionally the song made me feel when I listened to it.
Yeah, so kind of the way I write's weird. I don't really have anything. I don't have set subjects in my head. I just have. I usually get a melody for something first, and I'll keep singing that melody, and then I'll start putting words to it, and then I'll put words around it that fit, and then just kind of take the song from there. But I've got just random lines that I've written over the years, and I've got a book that I've got all that in, and I go, "Oh shit, I know what would fit here," and I'll pull that line out and I'll cross it out of the book, and I'll put that there, and I'll write the song around that. So there's kind of a subject there from that one line, and yeah, it goes from there. Although there's been one song that was the very first song that I wrote with Armoured, where it used to be my favourite thing to say on stage because Chase hated it. When I joined, I said, "Look, is there anything that you want me to write about? Is there anything you don't want me to write about?" He said, "Look, mate, you got free rein. I couldn't give a shit as long as it's not emo breakup bullshit." So the very first song that I wrote was my attempt at emo breakup bullshit.
Of course it was. Of course it was.
Because I thought it was funny.
It's fantastic. I would have named the song Emo Breakup Bullshit, not told him. I would have been like, okay, this is our first song. Song's called Emo Breakup Bullshit.
Yeah, I should have done that because the working titles that we have with the songs as well, and
They're good. Yeah.
they're ridiculous.
Immature, obscene, like Cocktopia, Space Toilet.
Dickalicious.
Yeah.
Yep. To be fair, every single band we speak to, I want to put every single band on blast. Big game, send us your pre song list.
Yeah, the working song
we
titles.
want to see the working song titles.
Yeah, no, we can do that.
We will get cancelled so quick.
We're currently working on one that we're like almost done, called Poop Salad with Dressing.
With dressing really makes that.
Yeah.
With dressing really makes that
one
title.
there's also Titty Titty Bang Bang.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Does they have a real name yet?
No.
Yeah. Well,
It's pretty much written, but but it doesn't have a full title yet. I haven't completed the lyrics fully, but it's nearly there. And then when we start practicing for this show, that's pretty much what we'll be concentrating on is this one song, so we can have it ready for.
Yeah. Okay, so there'll be a little bit of new material then coming out for Metal to the Max.
a new name to the song, maybe, unless
Yeah.
I'm calling it Titty Titty Bang Bang.
no.
No, well, I mean we are in the middle of a desert in a Mad Max. You know, to be fair, translations could get broken down after the apocalypse, and that's what someone could call their car.
Well,
Absolutely true.
but
I mean, there was some serious mental acrobatics to get to that, but
it's a fucking child snatcher.
So,
On a Mad Max too.
well, that's one of the things though. Like going back to that. I mean, we mentioned the Skull and Bones tour before, which was like basically like a festival that was an attempt at doing a festival by the bands for the bands and stuff, and kind of didn't quite work out after the fact for a couple of reasons, but
it was over ambitious.
It would
have been good if they had built it up rather than go there.
Yeah, on paper was a really, really good idea. And I think, over ambition was definitely a factor there that sort of impacted things. But at the same time, like there's there's bands that I encountered on that, and people I met on that, such as yourself, that I still, am connected with today, which is like, that's some of the most awesome stuff. And I feel like this Metal to the Max has like a similar-ish vibe about it in that it's a big swing. It's a very, very big swing. But after talking to Ash from Lead Heavy, I feel like it's everything about it's very considered and they've, confident that it's going to do well.
Yeah, I think this will be good.
But it's the kind of thing that, bands traveling from all over the place to, come together for this event. So there's going to be a real sense of camaraderie there. Just purely because everyone's had to travel so far to be there. Obviously, we mentioned, you guys have kind of got that new song you're going to be breaking out. Have you got anything else special planned for it?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, we're just starting to regroup after a bit of a
writing hiatus, basically.
Yeah, doing some writing. People having life stuff happening, getting married, kind of stuff. So we are yet to reconvene as a complete band. Probably doing in the next few weeks.
Look, there may be wigs involved. There may be
break out the BDSM gear, right? Like it's
Oh man, I just want to see a Master Blaster. That's all I want to see. Just want to see
tasteful nudity. Just
Can't
be gratuitous.
That's good. Look,
you're gonna need. You definitely. I hope you're gonna bring your wireless mic for this one, because from what I hear, the stage is gonna be pretty big. From what Ash was telling us, he's scored a 9 meter by 9 meter stage. So I know you like to run around and get down in the crowd and everything too, and have a bit of fun with that. So I think you're going to have a lot of.
I got sick of being restricted by the lead on stage, and I bought a wireless mic, and it was good fun. And now I get into people's faces and
Scream at him.
Yeah.
You, Fred, I'm going to scream at you. I don't know who you are, Fred, but you.
I'm sure I remember at Skull and Bones, one of the shows, you jumped down off the stage, went basically to the back of the venue to someone that was sat on their phone. You grabbed their phone out of their hand and it was like, if you want it, come back up to the front of the stage, and got them to come up to the front there. And it's, like, it's all in good fun, obviously, like nothing malicious about any of that there, but it's just, engaging with the crowd and getting in their faces like that. It's a great way to sort of be memorable and to ensure that people keep that in their thoughts for a long time after.
Yeah, definitely gets the hype up as well. Like it's a thing, like bringing people in from outside, bringing the crowd closer. Like it's quite disorienting to be playing and you can hear him, but we have no idea where he is. And we can only tell if he's inside or outside based on if the mic starts to crackle or something.
Oh.
And we're like, all right, where is he? And sometimes we'll look and he'll be like looking through the window from outside of us.
Yeah. No, but going back to the phone thing, if you're at the back of the venue and you're sitting down, you're relaxing and you're on your phone, I genuinely don't care. It's the people at the front who I can see from the stage who are standing there texting that give me the shits. I mean, if you're going to be present at a fucking metal show, be present at a fucking show. People, I was at the fucking movies last night and some prick throughout the whole movie, luckily he dimmed his screen right down so you couldn't even see the light coming off it. But most of the movie, he's sitting there on his fucking phone, not just texting, he's fucking looking at websites, he's looking at all sorts of shit. I think he was watching the footy as well at some stage.
Oh, tell me you don't want to go to the movie. Why pay to go to the movies?
Maybe he was maybe
was he there on his own?
Maybe he was married with kids and he just needed a minute to, needed a couple of hours to himself in a
A young guy in his 20s there with his missus and they were both on their phones.
Come on.
That's true love right there.
People are spending too much time. I don't go to a concert and fucking stand on my phone. I go to a gig or a concert to fucking see a band. So I go there and I see the band. I go there to see my friends. If I don't like the band that's on the stage, I go and talk to my friends, and I still try and support everyone that's there because in the position that I'm in, if I start bad-mouthing fucking bands left, right, and center, well, they're not going to want to fucking play with us anymore.
Yeah.
So I try and be supportive of them, but if I don't like it, I'm not going to watch it, but I'll still say to them afterwards, hey, that was a good show.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, like, regardless of anything else, the fact that these people are getting up on stage, performing, putting their work out there like that, at a bare minimum, that deserves a degree of respect.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it deserves,
sitting there on your phone is completely disrespectful.
Yeah, and like, that was one of the things, man, like, when I was studying music at TAFE, like, that was such an important thing that I took away from that was people are getting up on stage and performing. At best, moderate. At minimum, that deserves polite applause. At the very least, you know what I mean. Like, it deserves your attention, and it deserves. If you don't like it, okay, cool. Like, yeah, you can, like you say, go watch a little bit, decide it's not for you. Cool. You can go outside so that you're not disrupting the experience of the people that do want to watch it and enjoy it. But yeah. Like, and this is one of the things, like, we've had a couple of things, like, obviously we do reaction videos for the channel and stuff, and there's been a couple of instances where we've done reactions that we've ultimately either stopped halfway through or we've recorded it and then decided we're not going to put it out because, they've released something and they're out there doing that, and we're the ones that are in our spare rooms talking about it.
Yeah.
And, if we, and, like,
we can debate that amongst a group of friends, and in conversation, if that's a conversation that they're willing to have with us and ask our opinion on whether or not we dislike the song. For us just to put it out there and completely shit on someone's art form,
and we don't want to put anyone on blast like that. We don't want to they've just put out, they've just released music that they've put a lot of time and effort into. It's just not for us. That's literally all it is. It's just not for us. And so there's a couple in the bank that we've just pulled the plug on because we just didn't want to be putting them out there shitting on people's work.
And I'll tell you the one that I sprayed. There was one of the mushroom head ones.
Like, but one of the more recent mushroom head ones. It's just it's the vibes changed. It's not for us. But we we went in pretty hard on it, and then we're like, oh, okay, it's just not our vibe.
Reflection,
you know. But they still put a lot of work. They still put a lot of work into that, and you know, I realize a lot of people have a lot of opinions about the lineup changes and the lawsuit and everything and all of that stuff. But that's at the end of the day, that's the band's business.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't like the new Falling in Reverse song, and people love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another one that's quite divisive too. You know, like I will give the man credit. He's taken big swings with these big expensive film clips that he's doing. And you know they're you know, like he wears his heart on his sleeve, even if he does act like a dick sometimes.
Wow. There's the difference between wearing your heart on your sleeve and just being a complete cunt, and the vibe that I get. And look, people probably say the same thing about me. You know, you know me, I call a spade, and I'll tell you how it is, and if I don't like it, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't beat around the bush, and people don't like that, but I have a degree of decorum about me. At least I like to think I do. I don't try and come across as a dick. I just say what I say.
It just comes naturally.
I'm just naturally a fair fuck.
But no,
what got me with that, right? Did you see what Roddy's latest stuff was?
Oh, we put the haters like TikToks behind him on stage.
I've got to say that was just a little bit of you can't. Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty good, man.
I've not seen it. I don't pay attention to anything.
Yeah, like on the big video screen behind him on stage, he's put like stills or videos of like people, you know, talking shit
and
about him,
all their comments,
and
how they say shit, and it's at a sold out show.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, it's just fair enough. Like, but at the same time, I feel like maybe he's just a little bit too chronically online. Like, you're out there, these people don't like you. Okay, cool. Just
some people believe in any publicity is good publicity. Just let him, and he's just
let him not like you. Like it doesn't fucking matter. But
yeah,
the people that don't like me, I don't pay attention to. I couldn't give a shit.
Exactly. Exactly. So let's go back a little bit further, because I want to touch on this as well. Even since, you know, your work with Scar the Surface, like I have been a very, very big fan of the way you construct your like lyrics and vocal melodies. I think it's just it's a way that it's very unique to you that I don't think I've seen anyone else really do.
I appreciate that.
And how from there, when you stepped in to do stuff with Frankenbach, how did you feel like a pressure to approach things from a certain way going into that, or were you just still very free to be your way of doing it?
I was still pretty free. I spoke to Az about it, and if you know Az, he's the sweetest guy. He's
shout out to Az.
Yeah, he's one of the best blokes you'll ever fucking meet in the metal scene. Great dude. And I asked him, so how do you want me to do this? And he says, well, we got you in the band because we wanted you. So I said, fine, I will write in my style and I'll make it fit with Frankenbach, which is what I hope I did. There's only one song that I wrote that I can't stand. And that's on me. It's not a reflection of the band. The music's really good. It's just that I didn't like my lyrics. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I still tried to keep clean vocals in it because, you know, that's what I enjoy doing as well. I don't just have heavy all the time. I was pretty free to do what I want, but I also wanted to keep it Frankenbach. So I did slightly change my style of writing, and I slightly changed my style of vocals as well, which was probably more to my detriment because it's harder to do what I used to do, say what I used to do in ska than what I do now.
Okay.
So you miss that old style?
Yeah, a little bit. Old style of singing, because I could do I used to be able to do these really, really high screams, which I just can't do anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. I mean, it's important to, I get where you're coming from. Like, there's a band like Frankenbach, like, you know, even by the time you joined the band, they kind of were one of those bands that, you know, everyone kind of knew them. They had a reputation. They had a legacy, even at that point, you know.
Sure.
And you know, you obviously getting involved in that. You want to honor that and live up to that, which, you know, I think you absolutely did. And how did that even come about? Like, did you just see they were looking for someone and you reached out? Did they reach out to you?
No, Az actually contacted me.
Wow.
Did he? Fuck, now I can't remember.
Put you on the spot.
Yeah. It's I honestly can't remember. No, I'm pretty sure Az did contact me and said that Dan and Yeti had left. We'd like you to come down and audition. I'm pretty sure that's the way it came about. And I said to him, are you fucking serious? He says, yeah, of course I'm serious. To get these songs ready and come down. I said, yeah, great. Because I've been listening to Frankenbach since I was 14, you know. I still remember seeing them at Moorabbin Town Hall with Segression and probably 28 Days or something like that.
Jesus, what a lineup.
Segression.
Yeah. It was a freezer show. So I don't know whether you guys have that had that up there. But down in Melbourne, we had a youth organisation called Freezer, and they used to put on Battle of the Bands and just used to put on gigs for teenagers, and it was obviously drug and alcohol free, although I never seemed to get any. That was a bad joke.
No, that was great. I loved it.
Take two.
I love it.
But yeah, they used to put on these shows, and that's where Frankenbach came in, because they were heavily, or they were just getting started, and so they were just pushing Freezer. And I think in their first EP, you actually see in the linear notes where it says "Thank you to Freezer" or "Thank you to such and such a person of Freezer," and then so that's how I first heard about them. And so getting a call from a band that I love, that I'd only played with a couple of times, and I didn't really think they knew who I was. It was just pleasantries at gigs, you know. And to get this call and say, hey, do you want to come and audition for us? And I did. And it went on for a couple of weeks, and I wrote one song with them. And there was only two guys that they were auditioning, and I got the gig. And then thought, shit, now I've actually got to fucking do it. I think the first time I went on stage with Frankenbach was the only time I've been really, really nervous before playing a show. I was standing on the side of the stage and I was shaking like a fucking leaf. I got up on stage and we're doing the setup, and I'm still standing there shaking. And then as soon as the lights went off and the music stopped, bang, I was there. Yeah. And then afterwards I thought, shit, I've just played a show with Frankenbach. It was awesome.
There you go. I mean,
hey,
look,
you heard it here first, man. Dreams do come true. You know, you do that. You love that band since you were 14, and then you got the opportunity to do it.
Oh yeah, if I had told me 14-year-old self that was going to happen, I would have shit blue lights, you know.
Yeah. Well, your 14-year-old self would have gone, "Stop lying to me. I'm going to kick the shit out of you for trying to lie to me." You'd be like, "Trust me, man. Just trust me."
Yeah, that was good.
I mean, look, it on one hand, it kind of surprises me that you felt nervous, but on the other hand, it doesn't. Because, like, you know, I know, like, you're, you know, like, knowing you for the time that I have, like, I've never seen you anything that would resemble nerves.
Yeah.
When it comes to shows from you, you were always like the guy up there, you know?
Yeah.
So, but as you say, like it's a band that you've looked up to since you were 14. And this is the thing, like, this is one of the reasons we talk about the importance of these shows for the underage fans, right? Like, because so many of the bands that we look at now as iconic Aussie metal bands from when we were growing up, they did that. They were out there playing a lot of the shows they were playing. They were building they were building an audience both over and under 18, because then you've got these kids that are, as they go into their sort of later teenage years and turn 18 and can start going out to over 18 stuff, you've got them for, like, you get a fan in their teenage years.
Yeah, you've pretty much got them.
You got them for life. You got them for life. And
is there any underage gigs anymore? I don't see them.
Man, we run one out at Southwest Sydney. That normally starts at like 5 p.m. and finishes at, now I think it finishes at like 11. All you got to do is, and that goes from like kids under 12 get in free. So you come along with your parents, all that stuff. And I think there's one other one in Seven Hills that I'm trying to get out to go do some filming down there, because like we need more of a man. Like I remember one of my best experiences ever was going to Granville Station and going to the PCYC down in Granville, going to see Jerk.
Yep.
With a couple of friends from school. And we all caught the train because our parents wouldn't take us and they were all busy on the weekend. Like, we were all just old enough to sort of get on public transport, and it was the best day ever.
Yeah, it was great. I used to love doing that. So they'd put one on at Moorabbin, or they'd put one on pretty much along the train line that I lived on, is where a lot of the gigs were. And it was great. You could go down 20 minutes from home, you could jump on a train and be at a show where you could see bands like Frankenbach. Bands like, there was a punk band that was there called Without Warning, who were awful, but they had a big following. There was a great band that I still love. I can't remember what their new name is, but they used to be called Procedure 286, and I kind of grew up with those guys, and they were really cool. And I remember seeing a lot of these bands. I remember seeing 28 Days, and I remember seeing Frankenbach. I remember seeing Segression. I remember seeing Body Jar.
Body Jar, man.
Yeah. There's a name I haven't heard dropped in a long time.
Yeah.
Good band. Really good band.
They are. That's the other thing, like, and it works on the other end as well, because how much harder is it for bands to break through now, that bands that are older and sort of getting bigger in the scene to be able to go and play at places where the under 18s can actually go and see them?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
now not known by the under 18s, because there's nowhere for them to play.
You can't hit that up. You can't find your target audience. I don't want to. I want your parents' money.
What? Yeah,
like we used to spend it.
Whatever happened? Like, what happened to like PCYCs doing gigs? Like, is that just something that doesn't exist anymore? Like,
I don't know.
I need to look into that, because honestly, I feel like bands, and I don't know if it's, if it's just become harder for bands to find gigs in general, or if there's a stigma about playing, an underage show or an all ages show now, but like, they just vanished.
But you think all the funding for those things sort of go out the window and stuff like that? And
the reason why Freezer doesn't exist anymore is because the funding pretty much got almost completely pulled.
Like, that's the thing. If you actually want to make money on these things and make it viable, you've got to charge $40 a ticket, and the kids can't spend that.
No, so you've got to have a thing where you can charge $10 a ticket, and then the bands can sell the merch, which they rarely sell much at all ages shows, because again, kids don't have money. But you've got to make it fun, and you've got to get some of the high school bands. Yeah. Get them to play it as well. Because I remember playing these Battle of the Bands and these local shows in my high school band. Yeah. And that's how we got our name out there, And it just doesn't happen anymore.
And not only that, but then the people in the bands start making connections with each other too. If you're playing a show like that as a high school band, you make some connections with some people that are in over 18s actively gigging bands. So then when you guys turn 18 and you're like, all right, cool, we can start playing shows now. You've got connections, you've got people you can reach out to start doing. Yeah. And I mean, up here in Brisbane, you've got the Schema Collective that works with the local area councils to do government funded events, and they're free because they're out at like skate parks and stuff. And it's a bit more rock focused than metal, but it's still great to see that sort of effort out there trying to do something. So I'd love to see that expand, and I'd love to see more of it like across Australia, because it's such a key part of like Australian music culture.
If I had the money to do it myself, but I really don't.
That's what it comes down to.
If I won that 100 million, there would have been an all ages venue opened up, like a couple of them.
Yeah. Well, again, it doesn't have to be metal. It can be anything. I don't care. It's kids playing in bands. Because I remember it when I was growing up, and it was just a fun thing to do. It kept us off the streets. There was less fighting, as far as I can see. There was less people on their phone watching their friends stab someone and then laughing about it.
Yep. Kids had a guitar in their hand.
We had that video that Kyle did not long ago for the Hume Conservatory down at Goulburn. They're, still trying to, we'll have a link for that still in the comments, everybody, if you just want to help Hume Conservatory. They do music education for people of all ages. They've lost their government funding, but they're trying to survive off of donations at the moment. So
it's basically government funds them to keep their lights on. Nothing meaningful happens.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid.
So we're going to keep that. Every video we're going to do, we're going to try and have that link down there in the comment in the description for people. So,
and the video literally is one of the kids that played up here at the all ages show we have up here. They're a great little thrash band, thrash metal band. But they've played, I think, 1 or 2 pubs, and they've had opportunities to really cut their teeth, and they organised the show themselves and they organised raffles and all this stuff so they could put it straight back into the school. They take none of it.
Oh, good on him.
And he's 16.
Yeah.
That's a kid that's got a future in the music business.
No, I know what I was doing and sitting in the corner.
Yeah, I was, I don't know what I was doing. I was getting up on stage and attempting to sing.
Yeah. So Metal to the Max, obviously coming up out at the Mad Max compound. How did Ash reach out to you guys about it? Did you hear about the event and reach out to them for setting that one up?
Yeah, Ash reached out to Chase.
He actually mentioned it. We played a show for him in Mildura. And he mentioned it then that he might be doing something, and then reached out to Chase afterwards, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Chase, do a bit more active on the networking side of things.
Okay,
so it was good. Got that there, and I was like, yeah, sounds amazing. I'm from New Zealand. We don't have desert. Like going there and seeing that, I was like, this just seems surreal, like amazing. And also, I saw what's it called? Wake and Fright, that old like thriller movie. It's like Australian one. It was filmed in Silverton and Broken Hill.
Oh wow!
It was like, oh shit, yeah. It was like it came out in the 70s and then it went missing. And then in the early 2000s, some guys trying to hunt down prints of it and found some in the film archives.
Oh wow!
I love those movies, man. That's cool. I love it when those find those real gems.
Yeah, it's real. Like, we saw it at me and my wife saw it at Hamer Hall, and there was a band doing the soundtrack live.
Oh wow!
Those things like giant screen. It was real good. But the movie is, man, they like have this like really intense, harsh ambient sound heaps of the time, just to add heaps of tension to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, well, you can barely hear the dialogue, couldn't hear the band. It's putting the stress on you, you know?
Yeah, okay. I mean, and this is the cool part, like, it's such an iconic location for Australian film history. Out that region, a lot of the old Mad Max films were shot out there. Even a lot of the newer ones, they went out to you know, through the some of the desert locations around there to film some of this stuff.
They did all of them. All of the Mad Maxes have been filmed there except for number 1.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So it's like, and the fact that someone's loved the Mad Max franchise so much that just has built a fucking replica of the compound out there, and built the museum and everything out there is amazing. And the way everything's just come together for something like this, you know, it's so special. It really is. And the lineup is insane. Like we've been saying it for months now, you know, since we've been talking to all the bands. Like every band on the lineup is killer. It's a great representation of Australian music across, you know, a couple of decades really of Australian metal music.
Really good.
And
what I'm really looking forward to.
Well, yeah. I mean, is there any bands in particular that you guys are excited to see, excited to be on an event with?
Definitely those Left Behind from Adelaide, because they're really fucking good. I mean, I would say Witchgrinder, but I've played with them for fucking nearly 20 years. So.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Yeah, you know, Witchgrinder always brings it. You know, like it's always good to see them, but you've seen them a bunch of times. You know, so
that's it. And so I'd say the same thing about Orpheus as well. But I've played with him for fucking nearly 20 years as well. So I mean, yeah, it's good. Always good to see bands of that caliber, but it's not as exciting as seeing a band like those Left Behind, who I've seen once, I think, but I see videos pop up all the time. But they're a really, really good band. I think another band that we've played with from Mildura, some young kids, Headstone Villains.
Yeah, we just interviewed them. Just interviewed them last week.
They'll be good.
Yeah, we played.
They do a pretty good show.
Yeah, we played with them twice, I think, and it was like the first time it was like, this is like they're going hard and they're young and they've got like their crew there and it's good. The next time we saw them, we're just like leveled up a bunch. Like they're just like, well, are these the same kids? Like it was just like the growth is amazing.
Yeah,
so love to see that.
That's going to be good.
Yeah, I love to see that. Like when you can see a band grow over the course of you know, a few years, it's just, you feel like you're really witnessing people discovering themselves and finding their feet, which, you know, like as people who love music, we love seeing other people achieve those things, right? Because like we want it for ourselves and we want it for everyone else that's playing music, because that's part of the whole point of it.
Yeah.
It's such a journey of self-discovery and learning, you know, working through whatever you've got going on with it, but also, you know, learning who you are and finding your way in the world, and then putting that out there through your music and performance is it's a special thing, you know, and it's an art form that we get to be involved with, which is just so much fun.
Yeah. And it shows growth too, especially when, you know, like you said, they're moving forward. Obviously they're paying attention. They're working out what's working, what's not working. They're not banging their heads against the wall doing the same shit over and over again. They're
evolving, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Although
awesome.
a band that I would have liked to have seen on the show, but I don't think are, a band that I saw in Mildura last time we were up there called Suspended Animation. And they just blew me away. Absolutely blew me away.
Maybe next year.
Yeah.
Maybe for next year.
Check them out. Suspended Animation.
Suspended Animation, all right.
Okay.
They did steal the name from Pink Floyd, but hey, I won't hold that against them.
If you're going to steal from the best.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, for sure. But Jesus, they really, really blew me away. I loved them. Absolutely loved them. And then got angry at them because I didn't have anything recorded and I couldn't buy it.
That's the worst.
Oh, yeah.
That's the worst.
That fills me out. Like, yeah.
Like,
bad.
That's the thing, man. Like, since moving to Brisbane and getting back in the music scene up here, it's been like so many bands up here that are just, the talent is off the charts. And yeah, like that was an amazing set. Have you got anything online where I can see? No, nothing online. Or they got like just the one single solitary song, and you're like, I need
Petey Vincent. I'm looking. I
need
at you.
more. Like, I need more. But, yeah.
Well,
So
last time there were some real good bands there as well.
Yeah.
The whole 2 days is just going to be this massive backyard party of just mad music at the Mad Max 2 compound with some mad people. So there's a lot of mad shit going on.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's gonna be such like a massive journey. Like obviously I'm flying down to Sydney on the Thursday, and then Kyle and I are going to be heading off from his place at like, you know, late Thursday night, early Friday morning to start the drive out there. And
Kyle's coming.
Sorry,
Kyle's coming.
Yeah. No, not drummer Kyle. This Kyle.
Yeah, man.
Oh, right.
I'm Kyle as well. I'm Kyle too.
Sorry, I thought he meant his old drummer.
Nah,
mate, he hasn't got time for us anymore. He's off drumming with like half a dozen bands these days. Yeah. He's killing the game. He's out there playing with a bunch of bands.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. He's doing lots of cool stuff. But yeah, no, it's going to be like the trip out there is going to be hectic, and I mean it just all adds to the experience, right? Like you want to focus on the positive things when you go to an event like that, because it's taken you so long to get there. You don't want that to be for a waste.
Oh yeah, and it's quite the destination, you know.
I have been to Silverton once. There is nothing there.
Yeah, I've been checking it on Google Maps. There's
nothing,
dust,
nothing.
Little bit of dust, little bit of dust.
Bit of sprinkle, yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be
the one. It's going to be the one time when someone get the shits at you, and you're going to be able to say, "Listen here, champ, get the sand out of your undies and fucking calm down."
Yeah. People say, "Is there really nothing there?" And I say, "Well, there's a reason why they film a movie about a desolate wasteland out there, because it's a fucking desolate wasteland."
Oh, yeah. Look, I don't know if I've been through Silverton. I think there was when Tensions Arise did that loop where we did Melbourne, Warrnambool, and Adelaide.
Yeah, and then you drove from Adelaide back to Sydney.
Then we drove from Adelaide back to Sydney.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was not a smart move.
No.
I don't recommend it.
Somehow,
didn't listen to me.
It was we couldn't afford to do anything else, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that. Yeah, I don't think that route went through sort of or close to Silverton, but it was a hell of a drive through the middle of nowhere, and it's just so much just open flat plains. You can see why you would
why you feel Mad Max there.
Why no one fucking lives out there, why there's just and why people would have thought there was an inland sea at one point too, because you got to think like, early days exploring, you just yeah.
Well, there is an inland sea. It's Lake Eyre. Well, it's a lake, but it's
pretty big.
But when Lake Eyre gets filled, that's massive area.
Yeah. So something that we've been trying to address on the podcast recently over the last couple of months, and it's kind of our project that we've taken upon ourselves for the rest of the year. Now, you'd obviously be familiar with the big four of thrash metal. Mm-hmm. We are trying to come to some kind of community consensus on the big four of nu metal era bands. Now, we say nu metal era because there's a lot of discourse over whether certain bands fall under the label of nu metal or not. But we're talking about bands that came up through that nu metal era of like the late 90s, early 2000s. So we would like to get your esteemed gentlemen's opinions on who you believe is the big four of nu metal.
How broad is the
nu metal era?
Is System of a Down is included then?
Yes, they are.
We'll say they really rose to prominence in that era. I think in a global sense.
Because I don't know nu metal and I don't listen to Limp Bizkit or Korn.
So we'll say if we're basically talking like if you say, from what like 96, 97 through to maybe 2002, 2003, thereabouts, metal bands that really came up during that era and rose to sort of prominence through that period.
Well, then are we actually including Limp Bizkit and Korn as metal? Because it's been a contentious issue with me over the years. I don't think they are.
Okay. I think the argument's like yes. Yes.
Well, then it'd have to be System, Korn, Limp Bizkit. Slipknot.
Slipknot, yeah.
Even though I don't really class Slipknot as nu metal. Well, DJ.
They had their moments that they spit it out. It's a bit new metal.
But see, this is why we decided to say new metal era, because that period of time. I've always considered new metal to be an era rather than a genre anyway.
Right.
That's things, yeah.
Because it was so broad. Like there was so much a lot of the bands that fell under that label at the time really didn't sound anything like each other.
Yeah.
So zero consistency.
That's why I consider it to be a time frame rather than a genre in itself.
My top 3: Deftones, Korn, Limp Bizkit. None of those 3 bands sound the same.
Yeah.
I was going to put Deftones in there, but he's a denier.
Oh no, I'm a despiser.
Look. To be fair, if I could have the surgery, I would have Cheetos babies. I love that motherfucker. But
if I could have the surgery, I would have him removed.
But I'd put them in there instead of Limp Bizkit.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Limp Bizkit did a lot of things, and they were kind of they were also a big part in the downfall of metal in that era.
Yeah.
Just
Look, as much as I don't like Fred Durst, fuck, he's got a good scream.
Doesn't he?
Surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Good. They're all great.
Yeah.
I think that they had a lull. What about that like really they're not so big. They put out that Saint Anger album around that time.
Yeah.
Good unique sound.
They need to stay in their lane. We love you, Metallica, but you're great at thrash. Let's just keep new metal to the new metal people.
I maintain to this day that if an up-and-coming band had taken Saint Anger, just with slightly better production, but if an up-and-coming band had released Saint Anger, they would have been hailed as like ahead of their years, and it would have been like, oh, they're going to be the next big thing, blah, blah, blah. The biggest issue people have with the album is that it was a Metallica album.
And the production. Yeah.
And the production, yes. But
I'll be honest,
that goes without saying.
I've not heard it.
Yeah.
You've never listened to it?
Not once. I don't like Metallica. I think they are a band of their time who came out at the right time. And if they came out today, they'd be nothing.
Yeah.
I find them.
I think that's correct.
I find them.
I do not disagree.
Look, I was, for many, many years, Metallica was the band for me. Like they were my thing, but the most recent album, even that, I can't. So Lux Eterna is great, but the rest of the album just feels like B-sides to me.
A lot of people came into metal via Metallica. I didn't. I came in via Pantera.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah, I heard Far Beyond Driven when I was 9 years old. And
just started screaming at people.
Yeah. Next day I was in people's faces.
Yeah. Hold on. You get to do that? You can scream at people?
Yeah.
Only if you come into metal at Pantera.
Yeah. Got to wear a metal t-shirt and get like a hang chain and you're good.
Yeah.
People will be like, oh, don't worry, he's one of those guys.
Actually, that's how we define new metal. Anyone who wore one of those chains that went past the knee. That means one of my old bands is going to have to be considered new metal. Because
there you go.
Do you want to know how hard I went with the wallet chains? I used to have a dice one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, bro. Full dice one. I used to love that shit.
Did you have the trolley straps as well?
The which?
The trolley straps. You know, the little seat belts?
No. One of my mates' dads worked at an airport and managed to get a couple of the boys some plane seats. There's the straps for the plane seats.
Oh, wow.
So that used to be the belt. And you used to have the big buckle for the plane seat sitting on your belt.
Is that a parody? I don't know.
That's funny.
It is funny.
Yeah.
That's great.
I think calling it the hang chain era is pretty apt.
Yeah.
I think
that's probably the best description.
We did that. Like, definitely.
Yeah. And I have to say I'm guilty. I apologize.
I'm sorry. It was handy considering none of our fucking pants fit. They were so fucking baggy. If your wallet fell out, at least you knew.
Yeah, that's right. I miss big baggy pants. You can't get them anymore. But remember the size of the fucking
You can now. They come back.
They're back.
They're just for kids.
Yeah.
They're for teenagers now.
I'm a 40-year-old man. I will wear them. Fuck you.
Yeah, I feel like you're kind of like us. You've been dressing the same way so long, it's gone out of style, and now it's coming back around again.
I've never been in style, and I've been dressed in the same way since I was a teenager. So metal shirt and jeans.
They can have my jorts when they pry them from my cold, dead thighs.
Dan's always rocking a pair of fat globes. That's one thing you can trust them.
Yeah. Hey.
My dude, I just got a fresh pair of chunky ass etnies.
Nice.
For my birthday.
I've only ever not worn globes once, and it was because I didn't like any of their styles, so I got etnies.
Yep, love etnies.
And they're like comfortable as shit, which is why I wear them.
I wholeheartely agree with you. I wanted skate shoes, and they need to bring back a bit more of a variety in them.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Globe are usually pretty good because they keep releasing different styles. They bring the old ones back and whatnot.
A good rotation.
Good.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we will wrap this one up for now, but thank you very, very much for speaking to us today, gentlemen. We really appreciate it. There's a lot that we can cover, and we're super, super excited to see you all in person again out at Metal to the Max. It's going to be good. Make sure you come by the tent. We'll have a great big giant banner on it, so you won't be able to miss us. We'll keep a couple of beers on ice for you.
I'm going to come and give you a big kiss.
Save that for once we've already had a couple of drinks. Then we can at least blame it on the alcohol.
Just make sure you warm me. Make sure you warm me so I can get it on film.
Patreon exclusive. All right.
Yes.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you very, very much. We'll have all of the links to Armoured Earth stuff down in the description. So if you like them, if you want to check more of their stuff out, go and follow them. We're going to have tickets. We're going to have tickets to Metal to the Max down in the description. There'll be a Spotify playlist of all the bands. So just make sure you check it all out. It's going to be amazing. If you haven't got your tickets yet, you're running out of time. There's not long left. It's only a couple of weeks left, so get them while you can.
Oh, shit. We're on like the 5-week countdown, 6-week countdown.
At the time of filming, yes. At the time of release, this is only going to be a few weeks away. So it's close. It's getting real close. So we don't forget, everyone. We just made it. We made the announcement again at time of recording. We just made the announcement. We are going to be having a little competition for the best campsite and the best wasteland costume/cosplay. So make sure you're getting in on that action. Got some gift cards to go into the winners on that. But thank you again, gentlemen. It's been amazing. Look forward to seeing you out there. You guys have been awesome for watching. I have been Raff. This has been Kyle. That's Julian and Dan from Armoured Earth. We'll see you guys later. Peace out, everybody.
Peace.
Thanks.
Thank you very much for watching today's video. We really hope you had a good time with us. If you did, consider hitting the like and subscribe buttons down there and ring that bell so you get notified of all the videos we've got coming out. And we do also have a Patreon. If you're interested, you can head on over there. You can get all the videos early and ad-free. So, a little bit of a benefit. It's only a couple of bucks a month. But if not, thank you very much for watching anyway, and we'll catch you guys next time.